Today we're finding out if we can make combo work in Explore by trying to turn Gyruda Doom of Depths into the Goblin Charbelcher, one card game-ending combo piece of the format. We've got a limited edition Commander Clash playmat for sale. It's only available until July 31st. You can get regular stitched or foil signatures from the Commander Clash crew, and you can pre-order it now over at mtggoldfishmerch.com. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Ado About Nothing. And this week, we are heading to Explore to see if Gyruda combo can be the Goblin Charbelcher of the format. One of the weird quirks about current Explorer is there's not really combo decks, partly because of the card pool. A lot of the combo cards are still in Pioneer, haven't made it to Arena yet. So we're gonna find out if Gyruda combo can be essentially the Goblin Charbelcher, the combo deck that can win with a single card in the Explorer format. So let's talk about the deck, what it's trying to do, jump into some games, see it in action. So we're built around Gyruda Doom of Depths, and we've played Gyruda before. A few months ago, we played it in Modern, but that was a value deck. We were just kind of trying to cast a Gyruda and like reanimate a Grave Titan and trusted it wins the game. This deck is different. This is full on Gyruda combo. The way our deck is built, we're hoping that if we can resolve a single Gyruda, which we'll have access to pretty much every game because it's our companion, and we're playing all evens, hopefully that one Gyruda is going to win us the game. And really, I think the comparison to Goblin Charbelcher is pretty apt. If you think about Charbelcher, the question essentially, can you count up to 7 mana, 4 for Charbelcher, 3 to activate it, and resolve a Charbelcher? If you do that, you win the game. Gyruda's basically the same. Can you count up to 6 mana? Can you get it to resolve? If you do, you're not guaranteed to win the game like Belcher. There is a fizzle rate, but a high percentage of the time, a single Gyruda is going to win the game. So the plan of this deck, and I should say we got one Gyruda is our companion, the rest are in the main deck, so we do have the full 4 copies. In the early game, we're ramping into Gyruda. We got a ton of 2-mana ramp spells. With our best draws, we can Gyruda as soon as turn 4 and proceed to win the game. And then we have a ton of ways to reuse Gyruda's trigger. And that's the real plan of this deck. Once we cast that one Gyruda, we're hoping to snowball into a million Gyruda triggers, as many as possible, to go through our entire deck, build a huge board of Gyrudas and win the game. So one way we can do this is Wisp-Weaver Angel, which just comes into play, blinks Gyruda, it comes back into play, then we get another Gyruda trigger, get to spin again, get to reanimate something else. We also have a ton of clones, so the best is Spark Double. If we hit Spark Double, we get to copy Gyruda and get a non-legendary Gyruda, which is huge because then all of our other clones, Undercover Operative, Vizier Many Faces, Mirror Hall Mimic, they can copy the non-legendary Gyruda, and then we make a huge board of Demon Krakens, win by beating down in a couple turns. The other way we can win by this deck, and this happens like 20-ish% of the time if you math it out, is we cast one Gyruda, and then we essentially just mill both players' entire decks. Gyruda, when we're not really reanimating our opponent's creatures usually, it does mill our opponent. So we can like Gyruda into a Spark Double, into a Wisp-Weaver Angel, into an Undercover Operative, do that so many times that we mill everyone's libraries, and then since this is happening during our turn, we just pass to our opponent, they got to draw a card on their draw step, and they lose to milling out. So if you actually math this out, we have 23 cards in our deck that'll give us another Gyruda trigger off our first Gyruda. So that means 87% of the time, we're going to get another Gyruda trigger. If you actually add it all together, we're like 50% roughly to get at least 5 Gyrudas out of a single Gyruda, and we're like 20% to get 10 or more, which should be enough to mill our opponent's entire deck and win the game on the spot. The other thing worth mentioning about the deck is if we do fizzle, let's say we get unlucky, we Gyruda, we're the 13% where we don't hit another Gyruda trigger. Well, our deck is full of clones, and we have clones that are probably going to be in our graveyard, like Vizier Many Faces, Mirror Hall Mimic, we can cast from the graveyard. So even if we fizzle the first time, we get a 6/6 out of it, and then odds are we can clone Gyruda or blink Gyruda the next turn and try again at the combo and hopefully not get unlucky again. Mana base, just letting us cast our spells. Zalfrin's Void, probably the most unique land, giving us a little bit of scry by coming into play untapped. And then sideboard, there's 2 things that beat Gyruda. I should mention Graveyard Hate does not beat Gyruda. A lot of people bring in Graveyard Hate against Gyruda, but Gyruda doesn't care. You can rest in peace us, you can ley line of the void us. It doesn't matter, it's still going to do its thing. But what does beat us is discard and counter spells. So we have ley line of Sanctity to make sure our opponent can't just thought seize a Gyruda out of our hand. And then we got Destiny Spinner, Malevolent Hermit, and Negate to force Gyruda through counter spells. Into the Royal, just a little interaction. And that is a Gyruda combo. That's our budget brew deck for this week. So let's find out, is Gyruda combo the Belcher of the Explorer format? That's what we're going to find out today. Can we count up to 6, resolve a Gyruda, win the game? Let's find out. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap up. Looking to pick up some sweet, sweet Double Masters 2022 reprints while prices are cheap? Well, you can snag them all from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, by heading over to cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are finding out if Gyruda combo can work in Explorer. Gyruda combo's made a bit of a resurgence in Pioneer, but can it work in Explorer? That's the question for today. This sounds pretty good. We got the mana to get to the Gyruda. Cauldron Familiar. Hopefully we don't get hit by too many Thought Seizes. We want to get our mana down before we get Thought Seizes. I mean, Thought Seizes are whatever, random clones, that's fine. The clones in hand don't really do a ton. Opponent, Cauldron Familiar. Gets and hits us. Well, play the land. And let's just Wolfwillow Haven. Pass the turn. Opponent. So we want to try to get the timing right where our Gyruda doesn't get Thought Seized, basically. Opponent hits us. Mayhem Devil. Well, play the land. Prosperous Innkeeper. Prosperous Innkeeper. I mean, this gets us the mana we need. Can we dodge the Thought Seizes? That's the question about it. Also, do they have Witch's Oven? That would be bad. What would make us happy is just drawing Gyruda. If we draw Gyruda, then it gets around the whole awkwardness of having to put it in hand and wait a turn. All right, Deadly Dispute, sacks, draws, kills, treasure. So our board's gonna get wrathed. Yeah, opponent plays a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we need 9 mana to actually be able to do it all at once. Ugh, Obnixilis. Sacks the cat, pings us. All right, 2 Obnixilises. Well, we'll discard Vizier. Discard Mirror Hall Mimic. Opponent hits us. All right, we'll take it. Play the tap land. I mean, this is it. Do they have the Thought Seize? Do they have the Thought Seize? If they do, it's bad. If they don't, hopefully Gyruda will be enough. I mean, I guess we could still lose even after building a massive board. Opponent. Like, we could build a huge board, but still just get burnt out. Discard Ether Hub. Takes up. Discard a Pathway. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 9. Blood Tithe Harvester. I think we lose. I think we lose even if we Gyruda combo here. I think we make a huge board, but then just get burnt out. Oh, drawing the Spark Double is a bummer, and we get pinged from this. So we play the Gyruda. We drop to 7. All right, well, let's see how we spin. Because we do need to attack with our big board. All right, mill some cards. Undercover Operative on Gyruda. Gyruda. Yeah, Spark Double would have been nice in our deck. Okay, there's a Spark Double. So we need to just mill our opponent out, I guess. We have to go all the way through and mill our opponent out. So we cannot afford to fizzle here. Vizier of Many Faces. Spark Double. Okay, can we go all the way? How many cards? 30? I think we take actual Gyruda here, because having a real copy does actually matter because of Wispweaver Angel. We can't blink. Yeah, I'm glad we did it this way. We can't blink the other copies as easily. Wispweaver Angel, blink. Opponent, 22 cards. As long as we have extra Gyrudas on the battlefield to copy, it's fine. But it is worth being aware that there is a chance. There is a chance if there's only one other Gyruda and we hit the Wispweaver, it could fizzle us. All right, Mirror Hall Mimic. I think we might make it. I think we might make it. Spark Double might as well. Copy a Gyruda. Okay, Mirror Hall Mimic, that's fine. Please don't fizzle now, deck. Please don't fizzle now. Oh, we clicked the wrong one. Not that it really matters. I mean, all that matters is doing mill him out. if we don't mill him out. Oh, Wispweaver Angel, okay. Yes, saved it. We will also run out of cards, but our opponent will run out of, I have to draw first. So we need to hit one more, and we win. One more. Oh my God, we whiffed. Oh no. Oh no, that is unfortunate. Okay, well, let's see if we survive. We chained together until our opponent had 2 cards in their library, and then we whiffed. Opponent has Croxa. Yeah, that's gonna do it. So that gets oh, they escaped it. Okay, maybe we're fine. Because we have all these clones in the graveyard, so we have a million ways to get one more Gyruda next turn. Wow, they can't kill us. Yeah, we go to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, but that's not lethal. Yeah, down to 4. Wow, we survived. Oh, okay. Well, we fizzled, but we're still gonna win. Opponent gets us to 2, doesn't. They can get us to 1 with the Blood Tithe Harvester, but I think that's it, right? Yeah, down to 1, and hopefully that's all. Wow, what a ridiculously close game and such a weird... Wow, it's a tap land, thank goodness. If that was untapped, it would have killed us. This game was ridiculously close. All right, well, we will Vizier of Many Faces, an opponent, dead. Wow. Okay, well, we got there. We got there somehow. Leyline of Sanctity, definitely coming in. I think we want to see that in our opening hand most of all. What do we cut? Incubation Druid seems a little sketchy. Incubation Druid, 1 Mimic, and it's got to be one more Gyruda combo piece, a Wispweaver, try it like that. So Leyline just shuts down the discard. The whole sideboard of this deck is based on trying to beat whatever hate our opponent could have. So Leyline's our answer to discard decks, and then we got a bunch of answers to counter decks, and then against other decks, we just trust that we're gonna do that and win. Wow, that was so close. That was so close. Come on, Leyline. Leyline, please. Leyline in mana is kind of our ideal opening hand. Oh, no Leyline, but lots of mana. You know, we're gonna keep this. I like having double Gyruda sweet. Cauldron Familia. Well, Breeding Pool tapped, go. Double Gyruda is nice because it means even if our opponent has discard, we can still hopefully have one of them survive. Opponent, Mountain, and Epica, sure. And Cauldron Familiar, sure. I mean, I guess the other question is, will we be fast enough? Zelfrin's Void, Scry, Wispweaver definitely to the bottom. Wolf Willowhaven. So if our opponent doesn't have discard, we can Gyruda in 2 turns. Opponent, land. Only called Anvil, okay. No Mayhem Devil though. Opponent gets and hits us, sure. Down to 13, are we sacking? This is gonna be close. Opponent sacks. We do have a lot of good hits in our deck. Undercover Operative. Okay, so play Ether Hub. I mean, this should work. I don't think we're gonna die this turn. Wolf Willowhaven on the Ether Hub. And then Gyruda in hand. So with 2 Gyrudas, our opponent's gonna need double Thoughtseize essentially. And now we just gotta hope we don't fizzle. Opponent hits us down to 9. That's fine. We have not drawn many clones, which I like. That means we have a lot of good hits in our deck still. Deadly Dispute, sacks, draws. Do you have Thoughtseizes? 2 of them? Tap land? 1 of them? Do you have another one? That's the question. Did you roll into 2? No. All right, well, play this on blue. And here we go. It's Gyruda time. All right, this first spin is pretty important. Okay, we hit the Spark Double, which is the best. That's our best hit. Spark Double, Gyruda. Yes, we will not take your things. We will take Vizier on non-legendary Gyruda. Keep it going. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. Well, that's not great. I guess we take the Blood Tithe Harvester. All right, that was a little fizzle. But we have a big board full of blockers now. Like, our opponent's got 1/1s and we got 6/6s. And then we can restart the process. All right, there's the Witch's Oven. If they have Mayhem Devil, we're in super big trouble now. We can restart the process again next turn. Although we're short on mana to do it twice. Deadly Dispute, sacks, draws, looking for a Mayhem Devil. Do they find it? That was a bit of a fizzle, wasn't it? Opponent land, 2 cards in hand. Karaxa, sure. Sacks it, gets food. We'll just discard Mirror Hall Mimic. Well, no Mayhem Devil's nice. And our opponent has a Thoughtseize. Ooh, this is actually bad for us, isn't it? Yes, it's actually bad. Now we need to draw a clone, or a Gyruda, or a Wisp-Weaver Angel, Ottawa. Well, I think what we do now is, this is awkward. Yeah, losing that kind of is a bummer. So use this blood, discard an Ether Hub. Is this double? No, discard an Ether Hub. Clone, please. Okay, that's a clone. That's what we wanted. All right, play the clone. Copy the Gyruda. Let's have some fun, shall we? All right. So we hit Vizier and a Spark Double. Well, we'll take the Spark Double. Copy the Gyruda. Oh my God, we whiffed again. We hard whiffed. We get a Paradise Druid. Wow, we are not running well with this, aren't we? Play the land. Go to combat. Pass the turn. Double whiff. That is unlikely. Our deck is designed to not have that happen. So having it happen twice is super awkward. Opponent sacks, pings down to 8. Oh, does not ping. So they can get back Crocs to hit us for 3. Yeah, so we drop to 6. Can they actually kill us here? All right, no. Okay, we get one more try. One more try. We need to get like 5 hits in a row. At some point we should, because we have run so poorly. Zelfrin's Void. Play the Void. I mean, we might as well scry, right? There's no reason not to. Try to make sure that we get this first hit at least. All right, that's a Spark Double. We'll keep it. Well, Vizier. Copy Gyruda. Here we go again. We hit a Spark Double. Copy Gyruda. Don't fail us now, deck. Don't fail us now. Okay. We hit a Mirror Hall Mimic and a Gyruda, so those are both fine. We'll take the Mirror Hall Mimic. Copy a Gyruda. Come on. How many cards left? 15, 11. Oh my goodness, it happened again. Oh, we're dead. We're dead. Oh my goodness. That is, wow, that's unfortunate. We are down 2 clones. So that does, I guess, increase odds of fizzling, but yeah, that's not supposed to happen. 6, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 hits. Yeah, that's not supposed to, especially since we started off with a good hand that didn't have a ton of clones in it. That was fizzly. We did the Gyruda chain, what, 3 times and fizzled? I think that's unlikely. Well, okay. Here we go again. We're on the play for game number 3. Well, we'll play first. I mean, we got a bunch of ramp. I guess we keep it. No Leyline again, but land goo. The Besaju is kind of nice. Opponent does have things that are worth answering. No clones in hand, also a good thing. Volder and Epica. Well, play the land, scry, keep the Gyruda, Paradise Druid, go. So we know there's Thoughtseizes in the deck. Wow. That's normally not, wow, okay. Wow, did opponent keep 1 lander? They did. All right, well, we'll play the land. We'll play Wolf Willowhaven. We'll take Gyruda. Hope our opponent does not blow up our Paradise Druid and we're off to the races. Yeah, okay, Synthesizer, trying to find a land, hits the land. They need like a Fatal Push, I guess. Cauldron Familiar is not Fatal Push. Well, all right, I like where we're at this time. We are comboing with a lot of life, so even if this fizzles, we still should be okay. There's a Gyruda. Well, all right, not the best, but we'll take a Mirror Hall Mimic, copy. Keep the original, get a trigger. take Vizier, copy, keep the original, get a trigger, and there's the whiff. Okay, well, Prosperous Innkeeper, and pass the turn. All right, that's fine. I mean, obviously not ideal that we fizzled, but we get to do it again next turn. Opponent hits a land, so we milled our opponent right into the land that they needed, so that's... See, we're just helping our opponent. We're just helping him with our Gyruda. It's a nice friendly... a nice friendly Demon Kraken. What do you think of the Godzilla treatments? Are they still cool or are they not cool anymore? Mayhem Devil. Yeah. Going to pass. Wisp Weaver Angel. So, let's play this. One. How much mana do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so we can only do one thing. Yeah, let's just Wisp Weaver, I think. Wisp Weaver Angel. Blink the Gyruda. Don't fail us now. Don't fail us now, Godzilla. All right, there's a Spark Double. That's good. That's what we were looking for. All right, Spark Double, Gyruda. And this time we're gaining life, which is big. That's super, super big. Ooh, all right, well, Gyruda. Keep the old one. Doesn't really matter. Okay, there's a clone. There's a clone. That's good. This deck is so wonky. Undercover Operative, technically the better of the two. I mean, shield counter. That's something. Mill, 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 mill. Whiff, 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 whiff. Oh, we again didn't win. Okay. Well, we're up to, I mean, we didn't win again, but I think we're not losing, which is good. I guess eventually we could start trying to attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we ever get to the point where we can double Gyruda. All right, opponent, sure. I wonder if bringing in the sideboard cards is what's... I mean, we gotta be able to bring in sideboard cards, but that does lower our number of hits slightly. I wonder if that plays into it. It is nice that we have all these clones that can come back from the graveyard. Opponent sacks, pings our face. Cauldron Familiar returns, pings our face. I mean, they should probably kill this Innkeeper, I would think. And another Cauldron Familiar, drains us, opponent passes. Innkeeper, do some attacking. Attack first, and then we'll try to combo. Opponent blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can still only do one. All right, opponent blocks with a bunch of cats. Goes to 20. Yeah, I guess if Paradise Druid dies, it doesn't really matter. All right, Prosperous Innkeeper. Gain a bit more life. And then Vizier. Copy Spark Double Gyruda. Okay, we hit a Gyruda. We hit a Gyruda, that's fine. Keep it going. Don't fail us now, deck. We'll keep the untapped one. Trigger, gain life. Okay, Undercover Operative. We hit it. Such an adventure. Copy Spark Double Gyruda. Trigger. We need like 2 more. All right. Undercover Operative on Spark Double Gyruda. Trigger. 6 cards. Okay, we got there. We got there. Spark Double on a Gyruda. Mill one more time. This empties all the libraries. Do we actually get another one? Yeah, I guess we do. All right, so that's our board. Those are the Gyrudas. We gain a bunch of life. And now we just pass. And our opponent, unfortunately, has to draw for their turn, and we got there. Oh, this deck is interesting. It's scary. It's scary. It's fun. It's unique, but it's also super scary because there is that fizzle rate. Like you do your thing, and you're like, okay, can we dodge the hate? Can we dodge the thought seizes? Can we dodge the counter spells? And then even when you do it, as we saw in game number 2, some percentage of the time, Gyruda just doesn't like you, and the other percentage of the time, you do this for free and just like smash people, but got him. Sweet. All right, much brew about another time. We are trying to combo off with Gyruda in Explorer, and I mean, Gyruda is a companion, so we have access to it. We'll keep this. This hand is a lot of lands. Opponent. Stomping Grounds, eh? Well, will we be fast enough? That is the question. Lair the Hydra, Werewolf Pack Leader. Well, play a land, and a Paradise Druid go. So I think the plan is Paradise Druid next turn, the following turn get Gyruda, and then the turn after that, try to go off. So we need 3 turns from here. Opponent plays a land. Llanowar Elves goes attacking. We will take it. Opponent. All right, does deal the damage. Hopefully there's no follow-up here. Drawing a Gyruda would also be nice. That would speed things up. What is our opponent thinking about? All right, we draw Ether Hub. Well, we'll play Paradise Druid. This is a big turn. Big turn. Untaps. If our opponent can play like a questing beast, yeah, that's bad. All right, so we take 7 down to 10. Vizia. Well, take Gyruda. Play the land. Pass the turn. You can see the play draw difference. If we were on the play, we would be Gyrudaing right now, but we lost the die roll, which might let our opponent's hasty questing beast be just enough. Obviously, if they have Embercleave or something, then it's definitely enough. We can block with a Paradise Druid, but that's it. Oh, so it's 4 to pump? Yeah, we're dead then. So they can pump this into a 5/3 trampler. Yeah, so we block here. 5 -1. Actually, okay, so we block there. Well, let's see what they have. You got the Embercleave? We're dead to Embercleave. Otherwise, we go to 1, right? They can pump this. Or they don't pump, we go to 5. Well, okay, we live. In Gyruda we trust. Please don't fail us, Gyruda. Oh, we need a good one. We need this to be a good one. Well, we stayed alive, I think, long enough to cast it. This deck shouldn't be able to kill it, so it's really just gonna be, what do we mill? Got 2 Viziers in hand and 1 Wisp Weaver. But it's also pre-sideboard, so we don't have anything side. Oh, we draw another clone, which isn't great. Well, okay, Ether Hub. Gyruda. All right, that is a lot of hits in hand now, which is not great. We would much rather have this operative in our deck, but I mean, this is what the deck's designed to do. You can't control what comes off the top, so we got to trust that this Gyruda is going to be good enough. In the tank, and here comes Gyruda. Spin it to win it. Spin it to win it. Yeah, opponent. Clock running down. All right, we hit a Wisp Weaver. Blink Gyruda. 2 Wisp Weavers, which is actually not the best. Okay, Gyruda. We hit a Gyruda, which keeps the chain going, at least. We'd rather hit a clone. All right, there's a Mirror Hall Mimic and a Spark Double. We'll take Spark Double on Gyruda. Come on, we need at least a couple more to build a big enough board to not die. Okay, Bone crushes a Gyruda, sure. Unclear what that's doing, but yes, that is legal. So hits it for 2. We need at least 1 more hit, at least. And then at least we might be able to survive the attack, and we have a handful of clones to run it back. Opponent, all right, gonna let themselves time out. Might be a little salty. All right, we hit a Gyruda, thank goodness. Keep the one that is, doesn't matter. All right. Okay. That's good. Undercover operative on Spark Double Gyruda. Now we should be okay even if we whiff. Yeah, I guess we take an Innkeeper. Okay. Well, I think there's still a way that we die to Embercleave. That's the scariest card. Otherwise, I think we're okay. Yeah, the problem is Questing Beast with Embercleave. The combination of Trample and Death Touch is pretty much just unblockable. I don't know why our opponent's running their clock out. Opponent untaps. A little salty, perhaps, about the Krakening. We got big blockers now, which is nice. Is our opponent just gonna salt out? Is Gyruda like a salty deck? I didn't really consider Gyruda to be like a salty rope style deck, but maybe it is a salty rope deck. Do people really dislike getting Gyruda? I mean, I guess it's annoying in the sense that it does work in a really weird way that is hard to interact with. It's probably the closest thing to like Belcher or something that exists in Explorer. Like that style of combo where it's just purely like we're doing our thing if our thing works. Yeah, our opponent's salting out. They are really salting out. Okay, well, I mean, I guess we will continue to combo then. V's, yeah, of many faces. I mean, I don't know. I know it's annoying when you're trying to play Arena and you gotta sit there while someone ropes out, but at the same time, it's kind of a badge of honor, right? Your deck is so brutal that your opponent lost their will to play Magic. It's like a double win. You win the game and you crush your opponent's will. I honestly didn't expect it with Gyruda though. It's not like it takes a really long time. I didn't think it was especially hated, at least as far as companions go. But, I mean, Vizier. Wow, opponent's done. Done? Salted him out. Life was good when our opponent was attacking with questing bees, but then the Demon Kraken came to play and opponent's done with, I guess. Much brew about nothing time. We are janking people out with Gyruda combo in Explorer, and it sounds almost tempting. But I don't think we keep the one lander. Oh no. You know what? I think we do keep, oh, we get a scry. Okay, the scry is the difference. The scry is the difference. We're gonna keep this because we have a scry land. So that gives us multiple looks for a land. All right, Zelfrin's Void. All right, that's a land, keep it. And I like that we have a Gyruda in hand. That is also helpful, although we might be up against control. Well, play Boseiju. Yeah, it's just Paradise Druid, that's fine. Paradise Druid, go. So opponent Sultai something. Oh, Sultai, okay. Sultai big stuff. Play the land. Wolf Willow Haven, the Void. And I mean, we have a million Gyrudas in hand. We just need a land. Opponent discards Regisaur. So there's gotta be a fight rigging deck. Great Henge. But, oh my goodness, what a start. What a start. What a start for our opponent's deck. This is amazing. Opponent, fight rigging, counter on Regisaur. Liliana Trap. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh my God. We need a land. We do not get a land. Okay. Wow, that might be the best fight rigging start I've ever seen. On the short list of best fight rigging starts I've ever seen. Opponent discards an Emergent Ultimatum. Fight rigging. Hits us to 1. Makes a zombie. So we need an untapped non-pain land here. Untapped non-pain. Untapped land. Ronas. All right, that's it. Untapped non-pain land. Untapped non-pain land, please. All right, we got a shot after the craziest start of all time. Zalfrin's Void to the bottom, and well, here we go. We cannot fizzle. We have to go all the way or we're dead. Gyruda hits another Gyruda. Mirror Hall Mimic on Gyruda. Hits a Spark Double on Gyruda. Okay, so far so good. Oh, hits everything. Everything all at once. That's not good to mill 3 at once. Mirror Hall Mimic on Spark Double Gyruda. Oh, and there's the whiff. Yeah. Prosperous Innkeeper. But we're still just dead. Oh, so close. We were so far behind. We were so far behind by the time we got our Gyruda down that we had no wiggle room. The problem there was the Ronas being able to give trample to anything we blocked. So they could just wait until we blocked and then trample up whatever Regisaur. I mean, we built an impressively big board, just not quite in time. An opponent had, wow, that was still seriously like the best start that I think I've seen from one of those fight rigging decks. That was just absurd. Absurd. All right, we're on the play, which is good. We're gonna bring in ley lines because I assume our opponents. All right, well, we'll try it. We get a ley line, which is nice. Hopefully our opponent's on the discard plan and not on the counterspell plan. If they're on the counterspell plan, that's a bit sketch. So we're not getting Thoughtseize, but we can still be countered. Opponent, Llanowar Elves. Well, play a land and Paradise Druid. I mean, I guess the other question is just how insane is our opponent start? Opponent, land. Shake down heavy. All right, we've seen this before. We do draw a land, which is good. So play the land. Vizier the Paradise Druid. Do they have fight rigging? And what do they hit with it? Opponent gets in, takes 6 here. Down to 14. Land for our opponent passes. Well, Prosperous Innkeeper. Oh, they actually have counters? That's awkward. And Gyruda go. Well, if they got counters, then their sideboard... Ooh, they have Memory Deluge. That's probably not good for us. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We need our board to live. Opponent gets 2, untaps. What do you got? Combat attacks. We take our beats. Down to 8. Land untapped. Passes. Well, play Ether Hub. Spark Double on Innkeeper. And pass the turn. Trying to play around the counters. Like, that's our main goal. Maybe we sideboarded wrongly. Opponent goes to combat attacks. No card draw for you. We will block. Oh, it has Menace? All right, we will not block. Down to 3. Please just tap out. Yeah, maybe we guessed wrong with our sideboard plan. Play Wisp Weaver Angel. All right, so opponent does have counters. Play the tap land, pass the turn. No attacks. All right, so opponent did have counters. I mean, next turn we gotta go for it. There's no question that we gotta go for it next turn because we're dying. But maybe we baited the counter out. Opponent goes to combat, attacks. We don't want to give our opponent a card, so we'll block with the Innkeepers. And I mean, this is it. This is all. Passes. Well, all right, Gyruda. We can pay for a Mystical Dispute. All right, resolves. Mills. Well, they have Alrund's Epiphany too. Well, we will take a Spark Double on Gyruda. Do it again. Oh, don't fail us now, deck. Don't fail us now. Wow, did we successfully play around? Oh, okay, Wisp Weaver Angel. That does keep us going. Wisp Weaver. Blink Gyruda. I mean, I guess I could have removal here. Wow, Baleful Mastery. Okay. Well, pass the turn. No attacks. Opponent. That is the downside of the Wisp Weaver plan is the other... Okay, Rotting Ridges are sure. The other plans don't really care. Okay, Fight Rigging. So opponent's just spinning to win. Spinning to win. Let's see if they hit the win. Fight Rigging. Counter. And... Okay, just a Regisaur. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Yes, you can draw a card. Well, now we should be okay. We get multiple spins this time. So Undercover Operative on Gyruda. The only downside is we don't have a, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Undercover Operative, Gyruda, Milia, Spark Double. That's good. That's good. Actually, they're all, I think we can take actual Gyruda. They're all non-legendary Gyrudas at the moment. All right, there's a Vizier. That's good. Keep the fun going on non-legendary Gyruda. Spin into a Undercover Operative on a Gyruda. And spin an opponent. Done, 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 done. Okay, we want to look. No. Oh, V Battlefield. Okay, we want to look at our opponent's deck here. We milled a bunch of it. So Mystical Disputes. So maybe there's no Thoughtseize. I mean, that's a pretty big chunk of our opponent's deck. So maybe we want, okay. So I think we take out the ley lines, especially now that their opponent has seen them, and bring in Hermits, Negates, maybe Destiny Spinners, if we can find the room. We do need to keep enough combo pieces. We can go down maybe a Wisp Weaver. We would maybe rather just have the Mimics. Maybe an Innkeeper, and maybe we go 6. Let's go 6 counter hate spells. 2 Hermits, 2 Destiny Spinners, 2 Negates. Let's try it like that. No ley lines. I mean, hopefully we would have seen a Thoughtseize if they actually had them in their deck. We milled a bunch. They still could all be hiding in the bottom of the deck, but it seems less likely. And especially now that our opponent saw ley line, they're probably incentivized to take it out. We got Ramp. We got a Companion. We don't have any of our counter stuff, but we'll try it. Tap land for our opponent. Tap land for us. Opponent taps. Land Werewolves on turn 2 into tap land. Well, we will play a Scry land. Mimic to the bottom. Yeah, let's just Wolfville Haven. Go. Opponent. There's the Fight Rigging. But thankfully, nothing big yet. Although there's Fight Rigging in their deck with the ultimatums, like, can just beat us. I'll play a land on blue. Mirror Hall Mimic, the Llanowar. All right, are we dead? If they got something big to spin this Fight Rigging. Okay, not yet. Opponent, counter on Llanowar, goes to combat, gets and hits us, no blocks. We draw a land. Well, play Paradise Druid. Play a land. Undercover Operative. All right, there's the Dispute. So it's out of our opponent's hand. We still could die anytime to fight rigging, though. Land. All right, there's a Kraken. Well, all right. What's under the fight rigging? Opponent's moving quick. I think they have the Emergent Ultimatum. Decline. Vorinclex. I mean, that's bad. That is bad. We're not dead, but that is very bad. Even more lands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, take Gyruda. Play Ether Hub. Unclear if we actually survive the turn, though. No attacks. Well, we'll see. Opponent untaps. We survive the fight rigging. This card could get us here. Okay, Great Henge. I mean, obviously not good for us. Counter on Vorinclex. Tap the Llanowar. Take 8 down to 3. So counter hate would be our best draw, just to make sure we can resolve our Gyruda. We do not draw it. Well, play a land on blue. Gyruda. We can pay for a Dispute. Do you have a different counter? Okay, resolves. Here we go. Okay, that's bad. So now we need to hit Gyruda. And we do not. Well, we get to Undercover Operative on Vorinclex. Paradise Druid. Oh, but I think we're dead, right? We can't stop everything. Opponent, untap land. Wow, that was close. Yeah, the untap mana was pretty up. Maybe not that close. It felt close, but Emergent Ultimatum. Yeah, it feels like a tricky matchup. Fight Rigging's proving itself to be a pretty strong card. And that instant speed removal. Instant speed removal, just could not find a way around it. We managed to play around the Mystical Dispute, but opponent had the backup with the Baleful Mastery. Kind of unfortunate. I think the thinking of this deck with removal is if you look at most decks, it's kind of fine because of the removal that most decks play. If you look at like Rakdos, Dreadbore, I mean, not even in Explorer, so you can't use it, but it's like Bloodchief Thirst doesn't do it, Fatal Push doesn't do it, Strangle doesn't do it. Even against the control decks, you got to get around the counters, but the removal, like, isn't really gonna do it. Portable Holes, Farewell, Supreme Verdicts, March of Otherworldly Light, I guess technically could, but you're gonna need a ridiculous amount of mana up. Red removal doesn't get it. That's not really an option. You need like a whole playset to play with fires essentially. So I think that really, I'm not that worried. Even if you look at like Dimir Control, how many true answers do they have to our deck? I guess Soul Shatter is an actual instant speed answer, but really I think we just hit the bad matchup when you think about it, because really all I'm trying to say with this huge rambling is that removal on Gyruda isn't really a concern. Like, it happened in this matchup, but if you actually look through the popular removal that's played, very, very few removal spells actually can do what that Baleful Mastery did. So I think that really that's kind of just unfortunate that our opponent had weird removal that isn't typically played by most decks and happened to line up well with what we're doing and fizzle our combo. Well, on to the next. Much brew about nothing time. We are Gyruda comboing in Explorer. Sounds fine. I mean, could use another Ram spell, but it's reasonable. Llanowar Elves on the draw. I feel like we've lost a lot of die rolls with this deck. Opponent. Prosperous Innkeeper. Well, will we be fast enough? What is our opponent doing? Llanowar, Prosperous Innkeeper. Thoughtseize. Oh, well, losing Innkeeper is a bummer. We had plans for that. I mean, you got to take Innkeeper, right? And just hope we don't get there. Well, Wolfillow Haven is probably the best thing we could draw here. Into Paradise Druid, we will also keep that. Okay, this is good. This is very good. Wolfillow Haven means we can start mimicking our opponent's mana dorks if we need to. So I think in a perfect world, we mimic our opponent's Innkeeper. The next turn, we Paradise Druid Gyruda, and then win 3 turns from now. Tenacious D. Not the greatest 2-drop in the world. Just a tribute. So we will play Ether Hub, Mirror Hall Mimic, copy. Actually, do we have to copy Llanowar? Let's think about this. So next turn, we're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it doesn't matter. We copy Innkeeper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's copy Innkeeper. Next turn, we still have enough mana to Paradise Druid and Gigan, and Innkeeper doesn't die to a removal spell like Llanowar Elves. Opponent, Knight of the Ebon Legion. And Outland Liberator. Ooh, I wonder if they try to blow up the treasure. That would be obnoxious. We kind of need that. About it. Goes attacking. Yeah, we can take 3. This is not the greatest teardrop in the world. Remember Tenacious D? They had like 2 funny songs. There was a time. There was a moment in history when Jack Black was actually kind of funny. We will play Ether Hub. Well, the question is our opponent's last card, is our opponent's last card Thoughtseize? That's a big question. Play Paradise Druid, get the Geigen, pass the turn. So if our opponent has Thoughtseize and can take our Gyruda, then things are kind of bad. Otherwise, I mean, we do Gyruda stuff and trust that it's gonna be enough to win. So opponent's like Golgari aggro, I guess. I mean, we got the mana even through the Liberator. Opponent goes attacking. Do we even block any? Wow, they're gonna get in with everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, we could block here to make our opponent tap down if they want to keep their knight. We have enough mana, right? So let's say we do this. They somehow blow up this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, let's do that. Block the knight. I mean, the main goal is just to get our opponent to tap down here. All right, opponent lets it go. We drop to 10. Well, do you got the Thoughtseize? Do you have the Thoughtseize? Opponent has a Fatal Push. That's not a Thoughtseize, though. Well, I mean, we're getting to the Gyruda, so we should be fine. Oh, yeah, opponent doesn't have it. They don't even have the mana for it. Blows up the treasure. This still doesn't stop us, though, right? We still have the mana. All right, opponent passes. We'll play the Void. Scry. We'll keep the Angel. That's a good hit. Gyruda comes down. So we know we're getting Angel. Ooh, we milled all our good stuff. Take the Wisp-Weaver Angel number 1. Blink Gyruda. Spin again. Could use a Spark Double. Oh, that wasn't great. Incubation Druid. All right, opponent. I mean, we get to spin again next turn, so we're still fine. We do need our Gyruda to live because we want to clone it. We got the Spark Double in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, if everything lives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, Tenacious D coming back, gaining a life. Opponent goes attack it. We will block. Opponent gets to draw a card. Incubation Druid. So we can only clone once? Well, I guess let's adapt Incubation Druid. Spark Double. Gyruda. There we go. Okay, there's a Vizier. Always starts at our opponent's grid. And opponent knows what's happening, scoops it up. That was pretty good. And now we have a good sideboard plan too, which is Ley Line of Sanctity. Go down a little bit of ramp. Go down a Mimic and a Mimic. Let's try it like that. I mean, Ley Line's huge because the main way our opponent's going to interact with us is with discard effects. So Ley Line just shuts down the Thoughtseizes, which hopefully ensures that we're going to be able to cast Gyruda. Deck seems reasonable. It's Explorer Belcher. Think of it like Belcher. It's slower, of course, because we're playing Explorer, not playing like Legacy or Modern, but we don't have all the rituals, but it is kind of the same thing. Like Belcher, you're counting up to 7 and hoping you have Belcher. Gyruda, you're counting up to 6 and you actually don't even gotta hope you have Gyruda. You just gotta companion it. Imagine Belcher if Belcher started in your hand every game. That is kind of what this is. Although I guess the other difference is it's not as guaranteed to win. Like it usually, oh, this hand's actually good. It usually wins, but not always. Breeding Bull. We got a lot of ramp this hand, which I like, and we have a Gyruda in hand, which might be able to catch our opponent by surprise. Tenacious Underdog. Opponent gets us and hits us. Will we be fast enough? Zelfrin's Void. Scry. Mimic to the bottom. Yeah, that's Paradise Druid. Make our opponent think twice, perhaps, about attacking. Opponent. Land. And. So since we haven't put our Gyruda in hand, should we be blocking? I think we should. All right, opponent's gonna pump, gonna hit us. We can still cast Gyruda in the same amount of time. Ether Hub. Wolf Willow Haven on Ether Hub. Wolf Willow Haven on Void. So our opponent doesn't know we already have Gyruda in hand, so they might not Thought Seize this turn. They're probably gonna try to wait until we put it in hand, so the sneaky one that's not in the companion zone might be a big deal here. They're probably tempted to blitz. Oh, they're not gonna blitz? All right, opponent gets in, hits us. No pumping, no anything. Soul Guide Lantern, okay. Bad news for our opponent is that it doesn't actually stop the combo. Well, play this on blue, Gyruda. Opponent's looking like, wait, isn't that still in the companion zone? Well, you can play more than one. That is a legal option. And now our opponent's gonna try to stop it with Soul Guide Lantern? That's not gonna go well. All right, so we will get back Undercover Operative. This is actually tricky. The shield counter is nice, but if we hit Wisp Weaver, we need the real one. Yeah, I guess we keep the real one. Mill. Get Undercover Operative. Do it again. All right, there's the Wisp Weaver, so I'm glad we did it this way. Wisp Weaver, blank Gyruda. Opponent's learning the hard lesson about Gyruda combo versus Graveyard Hate, which is... it really doesn't matter. I mean, they could have hard removal on Gyruda, but they should have done that forever ago if they're gonna do it. All right, blank Gyruda comes back. Do it again. And opponent, done. Done. Gyruda's a messed up card. It's a messed up card. Intuitively, it seems like Graveyard Hate should be good against it. It really does. But in practice, Graveyard Hate does literally nothing. Gyruda combos off through Leyline in the Void, through Rest in Peace. Because of the way it's worded, you just get to reanimate the stuff from exile if there's a replacement effect on the battlefield. So keep that in mind. This deck actually cares. I mean, I guess the way it cares about Graveyard Hate is we sometimes see the combo fizzle, and then we end up with a bunch of Viziers or the Mimic, whatever the Spirit Clone's called, in the graveyard, and we want to be able to get those back. So it does help if we fizzle, but it doesn't actually stop the combo from going off. So, oh, sweet. Much more about nothing time. We are Gyruda-ing. Ooh, this hand's absolutely awesome. Gyruda-ing, comboing, and exploring. I mean, that's what you want. Ramp, extra Gyruda in hand. Cannot ask for much more than that. Opponent. Is it of some kind? Well, Zalford Void, Scry, Innkeeper. Do we even need Innkeeper now? I kind of feel like we don't, right? Innkeeper to the bottom. Wolf Willowhaven. Go. So, I mean, next turn we just double ramp spell, and then the turn after that, we hopefully resolve Gyruda that our opponent will not be expecting, because we haven't put this one in hand yet. Well, maybe we let's keep Besage. Play either. Counters are a concern. That is something we got to be aware of. Prosperous Innkeeper. And Paradise Druid. And go. Counter it if you'd like. Counters out of our opponent's hand are a good thing. All right, opponent spends a counter. Well, this is probably our turn to try to go for it. Opponent land. We draw a Spark Double. How many counters can they possibly have? Gyruda. Come on. Oh, golly. Okay, so opponent. Lots of counters. Lots of counters. Opponent plays a land, passes. Are they still just countering stuff? Well, okay. Guy again. This must be like Teamer Flash, right? That's the only thing that makes sense. This might be a legit bad matchup. Teamer Flash might just be legitimately like as bad as the matchup can get for our deck. About it. Not only do they have counters, they also have... Come on, you don't have 3 counters. No. Grow Spiral. Land. Oh, okay, we resolved a Gyruda. Okay, be good. All right, there's a Spark Double. Oh, Torrential Gearhulk, interesting. Well, we'll take the Spark Double, copy Gyruda. Do it again. Okay, it is Flash. We'll just take Gyruda. I'm worried about doing it the other way and having our opponent kill it in response. Okay, there's a Spark Double. I mean, even if it's a bad matchup, if you resolve Gyruda, life is good. It's a Vizier. How are we so lucky to keep milling all these clones? 4 Gyrudas. Can we get another one? That's a Vizier. 5 Gyrudas. An opponent scoops it up. Well, now we get to bring in our our protection stuff. So the combo is going to be a little less consistent, but we're going to have more protection for actually resolving it. So hopefully it's going to be worth it. And then go down 2 incubation druids. Go down, oh, do we have to go down all the mimics? Maybe something like this. Oh, it's a lot of ramp to go down. 4 10 ramp spells? Let's try it. So we get Destiny Spinner Negate and Malevolent Hermit as ways to hopefully resolve our stuff through counters. The scary part about Flash is not only are they a control deck, or not only are they a counter spell deck, I guess they're a control deck. Not only are they a counter spell deck, but they're a counter spell deck that also has removal. So I don't know how easy it's gonna be to keep like Destiny Spinner or Pappy McPoyle on the battlefield, but we'll do our best. Opponent land. Always nice to draw the second Gigan. Opponent land. Passes. Well, Besage and Prosperous Innkeeper. Opponent does not care about Prosperous Innkeeper. Are we getting Brineborn Cutthroated? Oh, all right, so they're trying to set up Torrential Gearhulk, Shenanigan. Ooh, opponent misses a land drop. Play the Scry land. Spark Double to the bottom. Wolf Willow Haven. Happy. Growth Spiral, okay. And Mystical Disputer. All right, so opponent does not want Pappy to resolve. We'll get in hit you. We did get rid of our opponent's treasure, which is nice. I mean, if our opponent just frustratedly taps out, they lose. I don't even know if we go for it. 1, 2. Go to combat, attack ya. Maybe we can bait our opponent into... apparently not. Yeah, let's get the Geist. Unfortunately, Geist only protects the backs, only protects non-creature spells. Breeding Pool, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I guess we do it. All right, spend our treasure, get the Gyruda. Ship the turn. Opponent, cycle Shark Typhoon. The shark dies. Opponent's just trying to find lands. All right, hits a Spire Bluff. Well, Negate is good. Go to combat, attack ya. I mean, we're just trying to get our opponent to tap down, essentially. Opponent goes to 15. Well, let's 1, 2, 3, 4. Spark Double. Copy Innkeeper. I mean, we're just trying to get enough mana that we can Gyruda with counter backup, because our counters can't be countered thanks to Benevolent Geist. So if we can get up to 8, we can kind of guarantee it's going to resolve. Opponent cycles Shark Typhoon, untaps, and we're also just kind of winning with the janky beats. Opponent is down to 15 just from the Innkeeper beats. Opponent passes. Well, play the tap land. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Vizier of Many Faces. Copy the Innkeeper. It's slowly stacking up. Yeah, get him with the Innkeeper. All right, put it on a 13. Well, hopefully next turn's the turn. Brazen Borrow. I'm glad they ran that out. That being in hand would be an issue. Opponent thinks about attacking, changes their mind. Paradise Druid. Well, yeah. Gyruda. Yeah, we're gonna counter that back. And here we go. Spin it to win it. Spin it to win it. And opponent doesn't even wait for the spinning. It's just the winning. Well, we'll take it. Who needs to spin when you can just win? I mean, that's a very spell heavy matchup. The things you're scared of with this deck, counter spells and discard, those are the big ones. I mean, if we can be counter spell decks, I guess that's a pretty good sign. Maybe Gyruda is a sneaky explorer all-star. Oh, Explorer Belcher, got him. Sweet. So what did we learn this week about Gyruda combo in Explore? And the deck kind of crushed it. We went 4-1, which is a really good record. I will say, testing and tuning and brewing the deck ended up just over 50% win rate. So still very solid, not 80% though. So I think we ran a bit hot during our actual recording, but the deck felt solid and competitive. Benefited from the fact that a lot of people don't know how to play against Gyruda. We saw a lot of people bringing in Graveyard Hate, which intuitively seems like it should stop Gyruda, but the way Gyruda is worded, Instead, it actually does not care about Rest in Peace against Leyline of the Void, Soul Guide Lantern, you name a graveyard hate piece, Gyruda just ignores it completely. And we saw Gyruda almost always be game winning, which makes sense because the math is what, 87% of the time you get another Gyruda spin, 13% of the time you whiff, and we saw most of the time, even making 3, 4, 5 Gyrudas, that's usually enough to win the game most of the time, especially when it's happening on turn 4, on turn 5. The hard matchups for the deck are definitely the interactive decks, like decks with a ton of counter spells, decks with a ton of discard spells, although we do have our sideboard really dedicated to improving those matchups, and we're able to beat those decks. We beat counter spell heavy decks, we beat discard heavy decks with our sideboard plan. So I think that Gyruda actually is the Belcher of the format. The only downside of the deck, I think it's competitive, it's unique, it does something that's pretty spicy. The only downside is it's super repetitive. So I don't know if I'd recommend having Gyruda be your only Explorer deck. Like if this is the one deck you build for Explorer, I think it's gonna get boring after a while because really you're just trying to do the same thing every single time, which is count up to 6, play a Gyruda, trust that Gyruda wins, and you don't get unlucky and it whiffs. That's all it does. We had some games where we like could do some cool things by cloning our opponent's creatures, but really it's a one-trick pony, so to speak. So I think this is a really awesome like second or third Explorer deck. It's competitive, it catches people by surprise, it wins a lot of games. I think it's good enough to rank up with, but just be warned, it does get very repetitive after a while, but that's pretty Belchery too. Belcher really only does one thing, and you're trying to do the same exact thing every single time. So if you're looking for combo in Explorer, if you like Belcher style decks, I think the Gyruda combo is a pretty sweet option. So anyway, that's Gyruda combo. That's been our Much Brew for this week. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.